Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. You join me in Verona in Italy on day 4 of the road trip, driving from London to Bucharest, a 2,000 mile trip. We are taking in our 2018 Seat Alhambra and it has about 15,400 miles on it right now. We're nearly done 1,000 miles on the trip. This is going great so far. However, today we have 2 border crossings to get past. We need to get into Slovenia. We have a 12-hour transit time, which is no problem, but they need to be convinced that we are transiting and actually we won't stay in the country, because if we're transiting, we don't have any COVID restrictions. We just blast through in about 3 hours. We then have to go into Croatia, in which we've taken a PCR test, so that should be no issue at all. We would have to be there as we have tested negative for COVID-19, so that should be pretty decent. It should be a very beautiful trip today. We've got the Alps in Slovenia, and then we might see a little bit of the coast in Croatia, although that won't be the main part. It'll be a lot of motorway, but there should be some really nice scenery there. There's our Alhambra parked there, looking good, ready for the trip. It's been a great car so far, so I say let's get on the road and let's get across into Slovenia.
I never saw it coming, I couldn't read the signs. I don't know why I let you in this time, I must be blind. I guess I couldn't trust you, cause all you did was lie. Oh no, I have to get you off my mind. Cause of you, I'm wired up, I don't want you, it's time for you to go.
So we have crossed the border successfully into Slovenia. Excuse me. Well, it wasn't much of a border, to be honest. You sort of just drove through, like when we went into when we went into Italy, sorry, from France. And my thinking is that it's an EU country still, Slovenia. So there's not really a road border, and all these things you read online about UK travellers having to do, tests, transit times, they presume that you come by air, which we're coming by car, so there's no actually land border control. There will be when we get to Serbia though, because they are not yet in the EU, they're just a candidate. So we may have difficulty in Serbia, but anyway, that's going to be in tomorrow for me, the next video for you. But just take a moment to appreciate that landscape there. Forget the truck in the way, but this is absolutely beautiful, this. On the edge of the Alps in Slovenia, we're going to say goodbye to the Alps for this trip. When we get into Croatia, they'll no longer be with us, so this is sort of our last look at them as we go through Slovenia. This is the country I was looking forward to going in the most on the trip. It's a shame although there was no land border, we still do have to respect the travel rules that are on the Slovenian government's website, which say you have a 12-hour transit time. And you can't stay a night on that, you just have to go through. So we're just going to go straight through, just stop for some lunch. It's about 2.5, 3 hours I think to get through. About 3 hours to get through Slovenia. And then we'll be going into Zagreb, crossing into Croatia, which is not far from the Slovenian-Croatia border. So let's get on the road and probably have one more stop, and then we'll get to Zagreb, which I'm also looking forward to see, as it is a national capital. So let's hit the road.
rivers and streams flow away your
Okay, so we are now in Zagreb, but there is a twist. This is going to be the last clip of today's video. Didn't get too much footage coming from the Croatian border into Zagreb. It's not far, it's about 10 kilometers most. There's a bit of a change of plan, that the border might not have been inclined to let us into their country without us agreeing to a 12-hour transit time, which originally was not part of the plan. We took the tests required to be allowed in for tourism, even though we're not really here for tourism. Sorry guys, let me just cross the street, because it's a Eastern European town. But we wanted to avoid the 12-hour transit time, because that's quite tight, because we're staying the night in Zagreb. And the only other thing we could do was say we were coming in for tourism and take the tests necessary, which are very expensive, by the way. So we got to the border, you know, passports, vaccinations, COVID tests, all good. Then he says that because we're from Great Britain, that we can't be tourists here, even though we had done, technically, if we wanted to be a tourist, we could, because we had done all the requirements that the Croatian government lists. And he said we have to do 12-hour transit. So we couldn't really argue with him, otherwise he could have turned us away at the border. So he just said, yeah, 12-hour transit, which means we have to be at the Serbian border. We have to get through the Croatian control at around 7:45 tomorrow morning, which is not exactly a restful night. And at the moment, it is nearly 9:30. So a bit of a change of plan there. But anyway, this is Zagreb. Won't get to see much of it. Bit of a flying visit here. I'm sure Croatia is very nice. We didn't get the warmest welcome at the border. It's sort of at the moment a thing, or British, oh no, we can't let you in, you know, just because of COVID. And, you know, the odd people that actually do what we need to do, like us, actually they won't let us in. So that's a tip if you're travelling to Croatia, or maybe it was just the border guard that we had there. So yeah, we have to pretty much get up about 4 a.m, 5 a.m, something like that, to get to Serbia. But tomorrow's a good day. If all goes to plan at the Serbian border and we are within our 12-hour transit time, we should be in Romania tomorrow, in Timișoara, which is near the Serbian border. It's actually where the Romanian revolution that overthrew the communists started. It spread from other Eastern Bloc countries. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to end this video because I need to have dinner and get a good night, because I'm going to be up early in the morning, and I will try and get some good footage. Might have a nice sunrise. So hope you enjoyed today's video, driving from London to Bucharest. Bit of a change of plan. First little bit of the drama of the journey. I guess it wasn't going to go down with any of that. And yeah, I'll see you on day 5.